So right off the bat, as a quick reminder, the Star Wars Adventure comics that are currently being printed are not part of continuity, as Marvel and Disney did decide to give this series over to IDW. But as you're going to find out if you're reading these, they probably should be, as these are a lot more lighthearted and filling in little backstories to certain characters that I honestly think would work well within the main continuity, because they're not necessarily contradicting anything and are just adding more to some of the characters we already know. Now, of course, the primary story is dealing with Rey as she's trying to find Unkar the Junker, who of course we saw in The Force Awakens treats her and everyone else bad by not giving out any rations. And in this we see that she's willing to more or less play with her life to try to rescue him, because one, she knows she needs him, but two, he's not a bad guy, as we're led to find out in this, and that he is willing to, you know, show a little bit of heart when he needs to, and even protect her, as it might not first kind of be inclined, which I honestly liked, and they really do a good job of fleshing this out in the few pages they have here, since there are two stories in this comic. And you can see both of them have this relationship with each other where it's a mutual respect and they both understand what they need to do. And even by the end of it, when he leaves her a bunch of rations and he's even kind of used his brains to get them out of the situation, I like the way he does it. It really fleshes out this character. The second story actually takes us back to the days right after the first Death Star was blown up, to the days of Yavin 4 having to be evacuated, and how the Empire slowly did find out, you know, why that everything went to hell and sent Star Destroyers there. Now, this story kind of relates to a very particular character that's been fleshed out a little bit in some other stuff, which honestly I like her character, and she was more prominent in the Leia comics that Marvel put out, and they're dealing kind of with this just very quick scenario of escaping and more or less trying to find their new home, which would inevitably be Hoth. Both stories, I think, serve a well enough reason to read, because they do kind of just enrich the little, you know, in between the movies. So I really don't understand why they don't include them into continuity, because they're actually good comics, and everybody else I talked to also enjoyed this. Maybe they'll retroactively make them at some point. They were just worried that these comics wouldn't fit in because they have a little more of a, I guess, kid-friendly aesthetic to them, which doesn't really matter because the stories at their core are really great. So far, 2 issues in, but you can't help but recommend it enough. 8.5 out of 10 for the second issue.